I am live. You are live. Everyone's live. We're live here on Facebook, YouTube, all the metaverses. We're a part of it now. We don't have any Bitcoin. We don't have any NPR. What are they called? NHTs, NHLs, NFSs? I don't know. Whatever it is, we don't have any. We don't have any of those. We're just here. We're part of the interclubs, the interwebs, all those things. And I see I have one viewer. Welcome, one viewer. You are very welcome indeed, because if not, I would have been here talking to myself for a long time. So thank you for coming. In the private chat, I hear, oh, thank you. Thank you. My guest has just told me that I was trying to say NFTs. We have no NFTs, zero NFTs. And apparently I have a low signal. So I apologize for that today. I don't know what it is. I blame Comcast. I blame Xfinity. I blame Brian Glazer for some odd reason. I don't think I need to blame him. Have you ever turned on a talk show or a late night show and the host is just standing there and you can tell that something went on right before the show came on? That's the case right now. And basically what I told my guest was I need to run in the other room and get some water. And when I did that, I spilled a tremendous amount of coffee all over my kitchen floor. And so that happened. And then I had to run back here and start the show. But I also had to clean up the coffee because that stuff, it stains, right? Doesn't it? It's like it leaves like black ooze on your kitchen floor. And who wants black ooze on their kitchen floor on a Thursday and like the last week of January? Who wants that? Do you want that? I don't want that. I certainly don't want that. Anyway, welcome to the Savannah Performance Alliance Spa Show. Yes, the Spa Show, where I talk to people from around the world in any industry associated with entertainment, right? And today I'm talking to someone who's associated with a portion of entertainment that I'm very passionate about at this time, because it uses something that I use a lot, and I want to use more and maybe get money for it. Who knows? Maybe someone will pay me one day for this stuff. Who knows? I hope it's today. Will you pay me? Please do. If you want to pay me, no, I'm kidding. I don't need any payment right now. But ladies and gentlemen, she's been waiting patiently backstage and listening to me ramble for the last 3 minutes. And she's also been enjoying the fine charcuterie board that we place backstage in the green room. As you all know, if you're a fan of the show, you know that I supply the best charcuterie boards on the internet. So streaming services don't usually have charcuterie boards, but I do. And let me just say, Chris Susi says Thursday ooze is the best ooze. Yes, it is indeedy. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, oh, right. Thank you. Without further ado, I'm going to share my stuff before I bring our guests out. So let me do that. I have to say this beforehand. The person that I have backstage has been doing podcasting since the beginning of the pandemic and is a pro at it. So they will tell me when I'm going off the beaten path, which I already have. So ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share some of the stuff with you that's going on in the world of the Savannah performance. And the first thing I'm going to do is add this to the screen so you can see it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Seussical the Musical at the Savannah Children's Theater. We have had one amazing run this past weekend, and we're going to have another one this weekend. As you can see, there's somebody you know in this picture. That is me dressed up as Mayor of Whoville, as well as some very lovely people, including Danielle Houston, who is right next to me. She is Mrs. Mayor, and several other lovely children that are involved in the show. It is a children's theater, as I said, so there are a lot of children in the show. But also, you can bring your lot of children to come see the show. And you can buy tickets for that at savannahchildrenstheater.org, or you can go to the Facebook page, and I will put a link to that in the chat, in the comments, so that you can find it. Also, if you're following the Savannah Performance Alliance page, you'll see that I have already posted many links about this performance because I'm in it, darn it. And I want you to come see what I do, along with several other talented people. So here's one shot. There's another shot. There's a girl up there that I know. That's my daughter. She's dressed in multicolors. And also, if you want to go to it, it's tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. There are 4 shows at night this weekend, as well as 2 matinees on Saturday and Sunday at 3 o'clock. So be sure to get your tickets now. Come see the show. It's amazing. Next up, we have the Savannah Stage Company has their season announcement party tonight at Starland Yard. Let me tell you what you do. You go there at 6 o'clock. And hopefully, before you come to the Savannah Children's Theater to see Seussical the musical, you will have gotten their season announcement. That's what I'm praying. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they don't wait until 8 p.m. to share that information. I'm hoping they do it at 7. That way you can race yourself over to the Savannah Children's Theater and see our show. How was that? Was that good? She's nodding yes. Thank you. And last up, the Savannah Stage Company also is continuing to offer audition prep workshops for students of high school age that are going to be attending a college in the near future and would like to audition for theater departments. So they're doing this through February 19th on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they will coach you with all the things you need to know. And it is amazing that they are doing that. So thank you, Savannah Stage Company. There is so much more happening in the Savannah community in theater. And if you go check out our Facebook page, you'll learn all about it. Please do. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, whatever you do. I don't know. We're all over the place. We're on YouTube. That's right. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Please follow us there. And without further ado, now that she's been listening to me ramble on for at least, what is it now, 10 minutes? Almost 10 minutes. I'm going to bring her out, and she is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a voiceover artist that I have been friends with ever since we took classes together at Voice Masters. That's voice-masters.com. And we've become fast friends on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams, and on the Clubhouses. It's been amazing. So I'm going to bring her out now. She's well prepared. Veronica, how are you?
Hello, Bass. How's it going?
Hi. Good.
I'm excited to be here.
Wow.
And first
I'm excited that you are here.
I want to just give you a shout out for being in Seussical the musical. I've heard so many good things about it, and if I lived there, I would visit you and say, like, oh, give you flowers or something. So, just so you know, if I was there, I would give you flowers.
Nobody ever gives me flowers, Veronica. Can't you get on a plane tomorrow?
About that.
I kid. So we took a class together, animation, voiceover for animation level 1 with Voice Masters. And that's kind of how we got to know each other.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what was your experience with that? What did you get out of that?
Oh my gosh. Mimi Maynard and Paulette Lifton teach that class, and those two together are like in a good way. That's all I can say. Yep. And half the time I'd hear, no, you're not doing it right. You got to do it this way. And, and so you got to get out of the room. Veronica, get out the F with the room, and so I would hear that a lot. That's a common phrase they say. So Mimi and Paulette, if you're watching, I apologize. But
no, don't. That was amazing. And gosh, yeah, I need to.
That's such a.
I'm gonna text Paulette right now. I'm gonna text her and make her watch this. And
it was such a great experience to just meet. I met you, Rachel, Nicole, Vanessa, like all these amazing and talented, wonderful people. And, I think that was the fun part about it, was we just got to play and just be silly. And, I think one of the things about, voice acting is everyone thinks it's the voice. Ironically, that's not the case. It's about your acting, and it's about what you bring to the table with your acting chops, the choices that you make. So it was really nice to just play with my sandbox and just like, oh, I tried this. That didn't work. Let's go for an old voice that sounds like Dumbledore, and let's try this, and then mix it with a little bit of that, and then just bring in that, reel it in or something. So yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that it's a lot like when you do stage performance as well, or improv, which you and I are both involved in. It's you have, when you're doing, especially cartoon animation voices, you have to put yourself at the greatest degree. Like, you have to push yourself way outside of yourself, and only then will someone tell you to reel it back in. But it's probably the biggest thing that you can do is just be much bigger than yourself, right?
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, you're telling that story. It's so critical, I think, for me. You know, when I first started back in, I don't know, how many years back, but you know, I think I took an audiobook class of all things, and I was reading Harry Potter, and I could hear. You know, they say the camera picks up everything. Well, the mic picks up
And it
everything.
adds 10
All of the
pounds.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And so I was reading Harry Potter, stumbling, and just you could hear the nerves, you could hear the scaredness, you know, and that was something that I was like, "This is exciting, but I'm terrible at it, but I like it anyway." And it was terrifying, but I did it,
Yeah.
and I've taken obviously so many more classes, but I really enjoy, like I said, that storytelling, like, okay, what happened right before this scene, and go. What happened? You know, so I like to think about that. I like to mark up my script. I'm very old school. I mark up my scripts. Like I'll come up with a story, I just jot something down, a little chicken scratch, or I'll make, oh, let's underline this, let's mark this part up, you know, on the script. Because there's so much truth that the script will speak to the actor. That's not always
Yeah.
in the specs. So anyway, enough of my
Yeah.
tangent.
Yeah. No, it's a great tangent. Because we're still talking about voice masters, and what a great offering they have and experience that we both had. But also, we understand that level of it, of coming into a script and absorbing all the outside bits, like how the scene is set up before you actually go into the scene and all that. But they accept people at any level, right? And they will lift them up to a greater degree than they were before. It doesn't matter if you're an experienced voiceover actor or actress, or someone who does stage or improv or anything like that. They're going to add to the knowledge that you already have to whatever degree that you're at. And I saw that the communal experience of it is the thing I enjoyed the most. Us learning from each other.
Yeah, yeah. The community is so giving. You know, I've been in this business, I don't know, 7, 8 years, something like that. But um, everybody I come across, like through classes, like, yeah, obviously how we met, and you know, we kept in contact, and then we, you know, and I think that's the thing, is like encouraging people. Surround yourself with people that have your back, that always want to support you and your dreams, and like encourage each other. You know, we're going to have wins, we're going to have losses, we're going to have things that happen in our life, personally and professionally. And those people that lift you up, those are the people that you want to be surrounded by, when they can handle you on your worst day and yet your best day. So those are the
Yeah.
people you want to have in your corner. And you know, it's true to be said about you. You're amazing at what you do. You care about what you do. Uh, we always laugh every time we have meetings or whatever it is, or improv.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think that's ultimately what it's supposed to be about, is helping each other, so building each other up.
Yeah. Yeah. Something I say a lot, and I've said it more and more in the past year, is that we grow together, right? We're a community of artists, and no artist lives alone. Those that are at the top of the heap, of course, that, you know, create these amazing things, like, and I talk about visual arts, for instance, like, you know, names that, you know, in visual arts, that they do all their artwork themselves and everything comes up from their brain. I don't think that we're like that in that way. We have to work together as a community to really survive, I guess you could say. Anyway, that is quite a tangent. But you say you've been doing voiceover for 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years. I'm just gonna keep adding years every time I say it. You started a podcast back at the beginning of the pandemic, or was it actually, it was before the pandemic started?
I actually started the podcast back in April of 2019. So a
Okay.
year, maybe, well, I guess a year before the pandemic happened. So yes.
Yeah.
And then everybody, once, 2020 happened, then everyone started doing podcasts. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I was slightly ahead of the curve, but,
Yeah.
and then a lot of people are contacting me about a podcast, how to do one. And I'm like, well, it's a lot of work.
Uh,
Kim, can't think of her last name. She was on the
a
first
Dragna?
episode with me. Yes. And a Dragna? Okay. Hi,
Mhm.
Kim. But she has, was it 2 podcasts too? And so she understands the level of how much work goes into it, the marketing, the promoting, and I'm like a one woman show. And I don't really say that, but it's just me. There's no one else. It's just me. I edit, I post, I do all this
I have
stuff.
nobody behind here either.
Yeah. And it's just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of labor of love. I always tell people that it's a labor of love, but I enjoy what I do, and I love giving back to the community. As we talked about, the voice of the community is very giving. So I said, why not do something to help others that are interested? Because there's a lot of free resources out there nowadays. 20 years ago, there wasn't. Now we have podcasts and books. And yeah, you have to pay for the books, but that's like a one time fee. There's all opportunities. There's YouTube shows. ProZD, he's a famous YouTuber. There's tons of resources that you can look at before you decide if you want to take classes, you want to do improv. And I think that was one of the goals I had, is just giving back, because having some of these people on, as we know, I started realizing, oh, my community is really small. Let's expand it. And now here we have like a lot of other people on the show that I interview. And now it's getting some traction, and I was not expecting that. I just thought, oh, let's just put out content. Let's just put out content. And getting some of the best in the business has really been an honor for me, just to talk to them and have a conversation. I will say that the podcast that I have, I like to have it like this, like you and I are talking. We're just having a conversation. We're just chilling. We're drinking water or whatever. I always say coffee or tea.
Okay. I
um,
don't know if this is water. I may not
this,
have.
this this is water. I promise.
Yeah, it's water for me too.
But yeah,
I
it's
will say I'm going to give a couple of shout outs real quick to some people who have been watching, may not be watching right now because I think we have one viewer. Thank you, one viewer. You're the greatest viewer ever. First off, that is my father apparently is in Honolulu. I just found this out. Have fun, Dad, and enjoy the fresh pineapple. Also, Gloria Rigsby of the Savannah Children's Theater. I will see you later on this evening. Thanks for watching. Yeah, people actually watch. Mostly people I know, but maybe some people you know too. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I had a friend, Leslie. Uh, Shout out to Leslie. She said she was going to watch it. I don't know if she's going to watch it or watch it later, but everyone's got busy
Maybe she'll
lives.
watch it later.
Yeah.
We all
So.
have incredibly busy lives. Oh, here's something new. I didn't know I could see who's watching from where, because we're on Facebook on 2 different pages, and then we're also on YouTube. And apparently we're only being watched on one of those pages. People, get to work. Watch the show. Gosh darn it. No, I'm kidding.
Dang it.
No, I'm not actually. Anyway, back to you. So tell me who's probably been your favorite, and maybe you shouldn't say this. Who has been your most impactful guest that you've ever had?
Oh my gosh. So many people. So many great. I might not be just one, so I apologize. When I had Dave Fenoy on, Mary Lynn Wisner, I might just list people. Bob Bergen, Eric Bauza, Everett
Eric. Oh
Oliver.
my God.
Yeah,
You
Everett
had Eric
Oliver.
Bows on?
I did.
Okay. Keep
And
talking.
those are some of the people I can just name off the top of my head. I think
Yeah.
for very specific reasons. Um, I think. Well, I think. Gosh, for me, when I talk to people, I really just like to have like warm up questions, and I get to know who they
Hmm.
are because everyone knows what they do. Like, well, what are they like? What are they like? You know, and so then that's how I kind of get into the interview, into the meat and potatoes, as I call it. So, and I think Eric was really fun because he's just so positive and encouraging, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do this." And he had so many insightful ideas about living in Canada and then moving to LA and his journey to come to LA from Canada. And a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, is trying to do the same thing. And hi, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
But I think his story was just really fascinating. He started out as an animator and drawing, and just doing some really cool things visually wise as a designer. That's my background. And then he was like, you know what? Let's just do some. Hey, we need a guy to do this. Let's just do a scratch track. He did it, and then they ended up hiring him, and it was just all of these things kind of just fell in, and he kept going back and forth between LA and Canada, and I think that was like, whoa, he's doing it, and then he kind of made it, obviously, and he's blowing up all over on Twitter and his social and everything, and he's such a great person to talk to,
Yeah, yeah.
and to inspire somebody.
I did not hear your interview with him yet. I've been listening to past shows, and I think I've gotten through 6 of them so far. I apologize. I haven't done enough
No.
homework, but I did get to hear him when he was interviewed by Paulette and Mimi. They do a Clubhouse show every Friday
Mhm.
lunchtime in LA. It's like 3 o'clock here, and they always have really great guests on. But I thoroughly enjoyed him. And folks, if you don't know who Eric Bauza is, he is the current voice of Bugs Bunny. So that in and of itself speaks volumes. I haven't seen the movie. Have you seen the movie?
Space Jam 2?
Yes, Space Jam
Yes,
2.
I have
Okay.
seen it. I need to watch the first one now because I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I was a wee one when it came out, so don't know why I just said that. I'm
Will
not
that, I
British.
mean, but will that add to the experience of it? Doesn't it? It kind of lives on its own, right?
Well, the one with Michael Jordan, that one's different on a different level,
Okay.
because it's to me, it's like, it's got this timeless cheesiness to it, but it's good. It's like a good kind of cheese. With
Right.
the latest movie, I liked it. It was a different perspective, and we have to remember that LeBron James is different from Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
And everyone thinks, oh yeah, he's the goat, he's the goat, he's the goat. Yeah, he might be the goat. That's left up to interpretation, but I do think that it holds its own. And I will say one thing about it, that WB did a great job of showcasing everything that WB does. There's a certain scene that they show, like, I don't, what do they call that? They plug so many things of their shows and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah,
There's
yeah.
a scene, yeah. I'm trying to think.
Like a crowd scene where they have, yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
everybody in the crowd. Yeah,
Yep.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
I was like, dang, how many did they plug? Must have been, it felt like 50, but it probably wasn't. It was like more like 20 or 30, but they were plugging so many things within that like 5 minute window. I was like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
But it was cool. It was clever. Clever writing. I think that's key for anything. If the writing is good, then chances are I'll
Mhm.
probably like it. And not only that, but the acting, whatever the actors again bring to the table. That's for me, it's huge.
Yeah, yeah. It is huge. So what drew you to Clubhouse?
I don't know. My
I
friend,
don't know either.
my friend, he. It's silly, but my friend, he invited me. Demarcus, shout out to Demarcus if he's listening or watching. He was like, here, invited me, and I was like, okay, what is this? And I was like texting him, what do I do? Just jump on a room. What do you mean? Like, it's a different platform because you can listen to things. If you just want to listen and do work, that's fine. I sometimes will just put just listening on the bottom of my PTR. PTR means pull to refresh.
To refresh.
Pull to refresh, yes. AKA I call it your avatar, whatever. But yeah. I feel like PTR should be like avatar instead of PTR, because pull to refresh can mean so many different things. So that's just my opinion. But Clubhouse is great. I met a lot of different cool people on there talking about voice acting rooms. And sometimes I don't always go to voice acting rooms. There's another group that I've joined recently. Can't think of it right now. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Oh, Bob Daniel's watching. Hey, Bob Daniel.
Hi. Los Angeles Connect. That's a really good group on Clubhouse, and you just connect and mingle with people. It's like networking, and you meet people, and you can meet other creatives, meet other people that have nothing to do with your industry but might help you in the long run. So it's a really cool Bob Daniel. It's a really cool platform. I feel like squirrel. It's a really cool platform. And I met Bob. Bob's amazing. I met Bob at the 529 Club. Mark Summers presents, and you were on it. And I heard you, and you did really well. And,
thank you.
And it's like American Idol for voice acting. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And some of the judging was a bit heated at one point.
Controversial.
Yes. I was being polite. But it was interesting because you heard so many people get up, and that was the room that I was like, okay, this is cool. That was the one room that I don't know how, was it last year? Where are we?
It was last year.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
It was 2021.
2021? Okay. Okay.
They had 3 competitions. The first one was a voiceover competition. The second was a musical theater competition. And then the third was a monologue competition. And I think I entered all 3.
Did you really?
And I got to the finals of the monologue competition, but not any of the, I just got up on stage on the other 2 and just did stuff. So, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And it was amazing. I was scared out of my mind to get up there.
Yeah.
But there's something, I don't know. There's something, what is the word I'm looking for?
I think I know too, but I'm like struggling to find it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. There's a word. There's a word for it.
There's a word for it.
Bob Daniel knows what the word is. I challenge Bob Daniel to come up with a word.
I don't know if it's exhilarating, but maybe
not
that's
quite.
one of them. But it's
freeing, exhilarating, freeing, something like that. A word for
that. That nature. Yeah. It's such a great platform to meet people, and just we have meetings on there. I mean, if you're trying to do stuff and plan stuff, we'll have meetings in there. I've been in meetings with you a lot, and we'll talk about what we're trying to do, whatever specifically that is, whether that's improv or whether that's the
scripted thing that we're working on, things. Possibly.
So there's. I thought, oh well, we have a meeting in Clubhouse. That's better than Zoom, I guess, because you don't have to. You can just do other things and take notes or whatever it is. But it's really cool. I like it.
Straighten my collar.
I haven't been on as much lately. Just things got crazy this new year. So.
No, and that's the thing is you go into it when you can. There was and I heard people talking about earlier in Clubhouse that when they first got in, it was just so absorbing. And I think it was that way with me too. I was just absorbed into this. This is weird and fun and engaging. And, but then you realize, oh, wait a minute, not everything on here is worth listening to. Right. And sometimes you'll just go into a room and you're like, oh my gosh, these people are crazy. It just happens. So you can't be there all the time anymore. And plus life gets in the way. We return to IRL. So
Exactly.
Anyway, Bob says liberating.
Yeah,
Liberating.
that's exactly the right word.
So we're talking about Clubhouse. We're talking about voiceover. And one of the things that came out of it. Oh, this was a question you were going to ask me.
Me? What was I going to ask you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so used to that. All right. So speaking of Clubhouse, what is
Yeah.
Monster Talk? What's this all about?
Okay. So Monster, I didn't know you were going to ask that, honestly. So Monster Talk is a concept that I came up with while I was in a room with Christopher Susi, who has been watching today. He did say Thursday ooze is the best ooze. He has a fondness for something called cryptids. And if you don't know what a cryptid is, I know you know what a cryptid is, but if you're watching, you don't know what a cryptid is. Basically, it is anything that is not human, but could be real, but it's like a monster. It's basically like a monster. And some people believe in these things, right? Like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Jersey Devil, the creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, all those things. So if you believe in the creature from the Black Lagoon, then it is a cryptid. Anyway, so we came up with this idea that there would be a talk show in the future that would have cryptids on. And then we expanded on that. Who's the hosts of the talk show? Oh, a husband and wife. They don't exactly get along. One is for cryptids, one's against cryptids. And we're going to do it audio only in Clubhouse. And we're going to invite people to come up on the stage and act like a cryptid. And that's where it came from. And Veronica, you weren't in the first show, but you came in really quickly and filled a need that we desperately needed. And I thank you for that. So tell me about your first experience with Monster Talk, since I can now ask you a question.
I played a creature from the Black Lagoon, I believe. And I didn't know what I was signing up for, but I knew I liked improv. I was like, I like improv. Anything goes. When I first started with improv, I was that good, but you get better. And so then it was like, you messaged me, hey, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, I don't know. And then it was a bunch
You're doing
of,
this.
You're doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Nikki was like, oh yeah, she could do it too. Shout out to Nikki, by the way.
Nikki Bernal, everybody.
Nikki Bernal, she's amazing. And I was just like, I don't know what we're doing. And then behind the scenes, like, what's a PTR? I kind of knew what a PTR, but at that time I was like, wait, you guys need an image? Oh, shoot. And so like, how do I get that? And so it was all like, I was thrown into the fire, so to speak. And it didn't really, but it was good because then I was like, oh, this is how people do things. They get things done.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Rob also, because he does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes too. And he got me some other things. Here, check this Google Doc. Let's check this. And so all these things that we were putting together. And then I was like, let me just come up with an idea of what she's supposed to sound like. I don't really know. And then I jotted some ideas down. And at first she used to be Southern, I think. I think she was Southern or something. I'm not even sure. I think she was Southern. And don't know where that came from, because I was like, well, I can knock that out of the park, but they just get to bring the acting. And then at some point she changed over the course of the couple episodes. There was one particular episode Bob was on. He played the oh my gosh, he played
cult leader.
Yes, cult leader.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of slowed down and talked real slow, and it was creepy too. So I was like, I knew she had to be creepy, because if she's going to join this cult, then and for those that don't know, they're on Clubhouse. Were they on replay all, or that wasn't until like halfway?
They're all, well, I think it was probably our 8th episode where Clubhouse turned on the ability to replay, and then we had already started doing we started doing replay rooms that week, where I started from the first episode, and we talked. There's a little chatter at the beginning and end of it, but you can go back and listen to all the episodes now on Clubhouse. Gosh, where is the link to that now?
I was gonna say put that
Hang
in the
on,
chat
I will
or
I'll put
share it
that
with
in
the
the
world.
chat here so everybody can go figure out what the heck we're talking about.
But I guess while he's doing that, it was just a fun, just silliness, and we're just talking like monsters, and that obviously spawned some other stuff. Well, it's improv, anything goes, and yes, and I think at one point there was a character I played, uh, Danny Trejo,
Yeah.
and I forgot about it. I forgot half the stuff I did. I was like, oh yeah, because when you're in the moment, you're just on adrenaline. You're just going, and you
Yeah.
just don't. You're not. I had some ideas, and I don't know why. Because someone couldn't. I think we were supposed to have Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. We were supposed to have him. He couldn't, and then someone else was supposed to play him. Then they couldn't. And I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm playing it. So, and then I just went with it. So yeah, sometimes, again, people are busy, but it's just kind of fun, literally being thrown into the fire and what can we come out with it. And just Tilly turned into, and at one point she was dating
Tilly,
Bigfoot.
the creature from the Black Lagoon's name is
Yeah,
Tilly. If you guys don't know,
Tilly.
the
Yeah, I came up with,
creaturess.
yeah. So I came up with the name Tilly because I was like, well, Gilly, Tilly, that made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was funny when she dated Bigfoot and they went on the cruise, and that's when she,
Mm-hmm.
transitioned into following the cult leader. So
Yes.
that was it was kind of funny because didn't know where that was going. I was like, do they still need me, or like, I'm like, yeah, let's just do it, and
Yeah.
making it. We didn't. I feel like at the time when we were doing this, nobody was really listening, and I think the one so we were entertaining ourselves, but the one episode I think it really caught everybody's attention was, I think, the alien encounters. Was that the one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Was that the one, or was that the one I'm thinking of, right? Or
Uh, it was either aliens or robots. I can't remember.
oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
there was one time we had probably 100 and something people in the room at one time, and I think we all got really excited. It was like, oh man, this is really happening now. And then the next episode, we probably had like 10 people in the audience at any one time, and it was
It just depends if it's a top. And I think that's the thing to say about
yeah,
Clubhouse. If it's topical, if it's current trend, like trending events, I think those types of things do well. Because when I go on Clubhouse, I don't go on Clubhouse, but if I see a room, sometimes the title doesn't make any sense, and yet there's like a gazillion people in the room. So trying to figure out the analytics behind it as to why people get on it, I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't have
know.
that covered. I have to talk to someone else that's
I don't either.
in that experienced area.
Oh,
uh,
a person by the name of Jerry Joe is watching and sends their love. Jerry Joe, it's wonderful to have you on board. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the love. Ask us a question in the comments. Do you have any questions for either myself or Veronica about monsters, about voiceover acting, about improv, anything at all? Podcasting. You could ask us about podcasting because I know Veronica knows a lot about that. So feel free. That is the magic of doing this live, is that people can ask questions. Let's see. What else can I ask you? Oh no, go ahead and ask me something. See, I have more questions.
this is great. So who came up with the name Paranormal Productions?
So Paranormal Productions was a combined effort. We threw around a bunch of different names, and I think just Paranormal Productions bubbled up to the top because it could be anything. It could be spirits. It could be vampires. Anything that is paranormal we could include under this now, and cryptids being one of those things. So I think it just made sense. Plus, I love alliteration, don't you?
It's quite exhilarating.
Yeah. I will say this, that after doing some research after the fact, I did find out that there was a Paranormal Productions already out there, but they do something totally different. whereas they're more about ghost hunting, actual ghost hunting, and they believe this stuff. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm saying I don't believe it. Anyway, we're having fun. We're playing games, and that's what it's about. Okay, so somebody's now asking questions. Let's see. Christopher G. Sousay wants to know: is there anything exciting coming up? Is that for me, or I'm going to ask you, Veronica? You have anything exciting coming up?
Well, I mean, I can't talk about it, but I did.
You have an NDA signed.
Yes, I have an NDA stamped on my forehead. It's invisible, but under the right light, it'll show up.
All right.
So I booked something last week, and I already went in studio and recorded it, and I don't know when it'll be available. I can't talk too much other than that, but that's something exciting. And yeah, you have to stay tuned for when I make my update about it.
All right. So apparently we're going to be online in this room until Veronica knows the answer. So that may be a while. Okay. So he also says projects podcast. I think that's the same thing. You have your weekly podcast.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I just posted my 127th episode. I think that's
wow.
Yeah. And if you wanted to go to the find my podcast, it's for Voice Acting with Veronica Barrera. It's on Apple and Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. I have a website, vbarrera.libsyn.com. So I don't know if I should put that in the chat or what.
Well, I did. Yeah. I did put a link to your podcast on Spotify, so that's my channel of choice. But yeah, if you want to put your, you can send it to me in the back channel. Sorry, the private chat. So I used to saying the back channel, and then I'll put it in the, or you can put it in the comments if you're on one of those platforms.
Oh, I don't know.
It's open.
It's I also have a Facebook page for it, and I also have a Instagram page for it too.
Here we go. I'm going to put this here. There it is. There's Veronica's website in the comments.
And then Facebook group. Shoot. I was just on it, checking it.
Yeah, I'm going to put your IG in here as well. It's fun. We're doing work.
Doing work
right now. We'll edit all this out later. Don't worry.
Yeah, the website's on there. All the other information is on that website too.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it up to date and current because, that's what you got to do. Next week's episode will be featuring Leslie Rodriguez. She made it on the podcast. So I'm really excited about that.
I love Leslie.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Leslie she has been on an episode of Monster Talk.
Has she? Which episode?
I've got to go back and see, but she came up to the stage. She wasn't one of our active participants, but she did act in the episode. I got to go back and look and see which one that is. I'm fairly certain.
No, I'm pretty sure too. I just don't know which episode because I think there's 10, right? There's 10 episodes.
There's 10 episodes.
Right. Okay. But yeah. Dang it. I lost my train.
I should come up with like some casting so I can post it IMDb for everybody.
There you go. Put all the on my website I have it just Clubhouse projects and I don't have very specific stuff, but I just put
producer of the hit show Monster Talk with Veronica Barrera. I'll tell you, I may have some podcasts coming up with actually Chris Susi. We have talked about some projects that we want to work on, so I'll throw that out there. I'm not going to announce it yet. That's me personally. But any other questions that you have for me, Veronica, before we close up shop?
What about, is there an original show that you're working on Clubhouse?
There is an original show that we are working on, yes. Gee, how did you know? We're working on a show for Clubhouse. It is based on the world of Monster Talk, but we've kind of flipped a classic story on its end along. Well, it's a classic story, but it was like redone by a big House of Mouse entity, and we've renamed it Beauty and the Bigfoot. More to come. It'll happen sometime this year, we're sure. We're just not sure when yet. But yeah, we're working hard on that, haven't we been?
Yes, working hard.
Yes.
Working hard on it, and looking forward to whenever it comes out.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that we have some more episodes of Paranormal Productions coming up soon. More structured improv like we were doing before with the talk show. We just got to come up with a world base for what we're doing, and then I'll announce that to everybody, and they can come and listen back on the links that I've provided you with, or you can come and watch it or listen to it live. Here's the neat thing about Clubhouse now is that you can open those links in a browser and listen to them. Mm-hmm. So you don't even have to have the app to listen to our show.
Wait, that's a new feature?
Yes,
I haven't been on in a hot minute, so
yeah.
More to learn about Clubhouse. Yay!
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Yay!
Let's try it now. I got to try it now. I got to see. Does it actually work?
Of course you do.
It works. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Magic. It's magic.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, Veronica, this has been a sheer joy having you on. I've been waiting to do this, and I know you've been waiting to do this for a while. Maybe, possibly, I could be on your podcast in the near future. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see what's in the works. Maybe
we'll see.
Full disclaimer: he's going to be on the podcast. It's just a matter of.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. Just a matter of
Yes, we scheduled it, and I'm really excited about it. So I got to do some homework on that. But before, I was curious.
Don't Google me. I'm not the basketball player.
No. I was actually going to talk about musicals for a minute. If
yeah. Let's do that.
Do you have like favorite musicals that you like, or is there a certain genre of musical that you like?
Okay, so there's a couple of answers there. My favorite musical right now, and I've seen it twice on Broadway, is Waitress. Unfortunately, it just closed, so I won't be able to see it on Broadway again. But that also means that they will be opening up the rights for regional theaters to do the show in the near future, or at least that's my feeling. The music is by Sarah Bareilles, who is just, I think she's an amazing artist to begin with. And then the one that I want to do most is I want to be Captain Von Trapp in Sound of Music. That's my wish. And now that I've said it, maybe someone will reach out to me and say, "You'd be perfect for Captain Von Trapp."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to work at the Pantages Theater in Hollywood, and I worked there for 3 years and saw a ton of shows. I think one of my absolute favorites, hands down, is The Lion King. Excuse me. The Lion King was just, I saw that in Chicago, actually, when I used to live there. And that was just amazing then. Like, it's just, I like to sit in the mezzanine section because, I can see everything better. Being vertically challenged here, I need all the help I can get. No, but yeah, that was one of my favorites. The Book of Mormon was really good. We used to have that memorized in the dance routines. So the ushers, I was an usher, and we would dance around looking like idiots. And then my other favorite one is Hamilton, and that
of course,
a side note, something that people don't know about me, my hidden talent is that I can rap some of the songs. So full.
This sounds like a challenge.
No.
Here we go.
No. I don't know if I should rap here, but
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
no, I'm not.
No.
Hang on.
The only reason I know that is because whenever I plug my phone into the car stereo, it is the first song that always plays.
Oh my gosh.
Because the name of it is Aaron Burr, sir. So I have it memorized.
That's amazing. I can throw down a few lines if you don't mind. Are you?
Yeah, please. I'm ready.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do it a cappella style. So.
Okay.
I haven't done this in a hot minute, so nobody judge me.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Nobody judge.
All right. I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm going to get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm Asian astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I got a holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough. I shine a piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech is unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage. I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to finish, but I walk the streets Spanish. Playing it, turn to a flame. That was getting dark, so let me spell out my name. I am the ALEX. We are meant to be. Brilliant. You were trying to keep up with me. I realized halfway through, I was like, oh my God.
I was. Oh my gosh. So that's amazing. I usually end the show with what we call a sitcom freeze, but I'm not going to do that this time because I think what we did, that was perfect. That was perfect. But Veronica, this has been a sheer joy. I can't wait to be in a Clubhouse room where we're planning our next big thing again soon. And Bob Daniel, he approved of our rapping. So thank you, Bob. But yeah, this has been a joy. Any closing thoughts?
Just go out there and do it.
That's great. Go out there and do it. Go out there and do it.
If I can do it, you can do
it. What's the word? Be willing to have yourself be liberating. There, that's I don't. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, but do it. Yeah, you're gonna put that on a t-shirt later. Be willing to be yourself. I don't know what I just said. Anyway.
It's all right. It's all good.
It's all good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following the Savannah Performance Alliance. Please follow Veronica Barrera on all her social medias. Follow Largemouth B if you want to. I don't care. You know me. I'm not big into numbers. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'm going to end broadcast in 3, 2, 1.